What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is the Ginger King, and here we go. We are going to be drafting for WWE 2k14. Comes out in now 13 hours. 13 hours away from the release of this epic game, and I'm super excited. So we're about to draft me a roster. Basically what I did is I took the whole roster that was on the main 2K page, not the DLC. That'll be factored in later. We'll figure out how to do that later. So I didn't do the DLC yet. And mostly, like, DLC, they come in groups. So I do believe, like, they've got the NWO in here for some reason. And I don't know really if this is DLC or not. But if it is, I'll fix it. If it's not, we're good to go. But people like Bray Wyatt, he'll come in later, obviously. Biggie Langston, I think, is DLC as of today, right? When it comes out? I don't know. Well, I'm going to have to figure that stuff out. But if you see names and you go, hey, that's DLC, it's not coming out yet. Well, it was on the main page, so not my fault. Here we go. Top 100 superstars, alright? So I took the whole roster from the main page, and then I took from NXT the people I wanted, and then I took one person from TNA. I only had one slot left, and I chose the person who I believed is the most underused talent in TNA, the one who deserves most adulations for much of what he has done in the past and what he does currently, from what I hear about. And that 100 spot, the only TNA person at this moment to be in my roster as of right now until, people can get really good makeups of everybody else. It's going to be Samoa Joe. I have his music, I've always been a huge fan of Samoa Joe, and I believe he belongs in the WWE. I think he could be a really good fit. So, again, he's my number 100 pick, and he will be going to SmackDown. Basically, what I did is I took all those rosters, all that I said, and then I put them into random.org. And then I randomized it. And then I put Raw and SmackDown in random.org, randomized that. And Raw came up with the odds, SmackDown came up with the evens. They both get 50 superstars or divas, and we're going to see where they go. Okay, so for SmackDown, number 100, we do have Samoa Joe. 98, Emma from NXT. 96, Aiden English from NXT. 94, Bo Dallas from NXT. 92, Rick Victor from NXT. 90, Leo Kruger from NXT. And number 88, Corey Graves from NXT. So they've split up a lot of tag teams. Corey Graves and Adrian Neville was a tag team. Rick Victor and Connor O'Brien was a tag team. I believe Aiden English was with Mickey Rourke or something on NXT. So they've split up a lot of tag teams to come up to the main roster. And we're going to see if these little NXT guys and this TNA guy can break the ranks of SmackDown. Now let's go over to Raw real quick and let's take care of the NXT over there. Number 99, Sami Zayn. Number 97, Adrian Neville. Number 95, Tyler Breeze. Number 93, Enzo Amore. Bada bing, bada boom. Realest guy in the room. 91, Cassius Ohno. And 89, Connor O'Brien. I'm bringing the Ascension to the main roster. I'm doing something that they probably should have done quite some time ago. Any notable things? Enzo Amore. I don't know, I like his style. I feel like I could team up Enzo Amore with Zack Ryder and have a really successful comedic tag team to go up against a three-man band or something like that. And Tyler Breeze, very good gimmick, very good, very familiar too. It's basically Zoolander, so that's good. Adrian Neville, pure skill, pure ability. Sami Zayn is the best worker I've ever seen, maybe besides Antonio Cesaro. Antonio Cesaro is just a man beast, and when those two have a match, I just get excited. It's too bad. I think they're on different rosters. We'll have to figure that out. And over on the SmackDown side, let's see, we got Corey Graves, again, a pretty good talent. I feel like he's ready. He might not amount to much, but I feel like he's ready to be on the main roster. Leo Kruger, one of my favorites. I didn't like him 2-3 years ago when he was still Leo Kruger, I think, but he was just, kind of dumb. He just kind of felt stupid. And now he's reimagined his character, and I think he's ready for the main roster, and he's ready for my universe mode. Rick Victor, half of the Ascension, obviously, coming up. Bo Dallas, didn't like him a year ago when he came into the Royal Rumble, and since being on NXT, his annoying heel gimmick It's unbelievable how much I am enjoying Bo Dallas's work. Aiden English, singing. You know, I kind of want to sing, so whenever he has a match, I'll sing to the ring, sure. Emma, amazing wrestler. Well, not amazing, but she's a really good wrestler from NXT. And you might be wondering, why am I leaving out Paige? Well, it's kind of a secret, but here's my excuse. Here's my excuse for you. I have a sneaky feeling that Paige might be being called up very, very soon. So I kind of want to see where she lands. If she lands in real life with what I think they're going to do with her, then I don't want her to just be separate from that. So I'm gonna keep her off for now, but she will be showing up in my universe mode in the future. And of course, Samoa Joe is a workhorse, and he deserves it. Now let's get to the main roster that was on the 2K page. Let's just start with SmackDown here. 86, Kane, Dean Ambrose, Rick Rude, Santino Marella, Justin Gabriel, Kevin Nash, NWO version, Caitlyn, Layla, and Jinder Mahal. Now, I did delete duplicates. I hate duplicates. There is no reason that someone has to put two versions of Brock Lesnar or Kevin Nash anywhere. There's just no reason for it. And if I do have any doubles, I'm going to sniff them out, and I'm going to kick them out, because they don't deserve to be there. So, Kevin Nash, I might have a Diesel in here, and I might have to delete him and bring somebody else from TNA in for Raw if he's on Raw, or switch someone. Like I said, I'll fix it later. I'll look this over really accurately and look over all the mistakes. But this is going to be interesting. I mean, Dean Ambrose, Kane, Rick Rude. So yeah, we have a lot of legends and a lot of NWO members. We've got Layla and Caitlyn on SmackDown, so hey, at least we'll have a Divas storyline on SmackDown. Now let's go over to Raw. Let's see, we got Stone Cold Steve Austin, Dusty Rhodes, Hulk Hogan, Edge, JBL, Mr. McMahon, Scott Steiner, Jack Swagger, and Virgil. The only person who is not a legend or retired is Jack Swagger. Wow, that's amazing. That is ridiculous. Raw has a lot of legends. A lot of legends. This is going to be interesting. I'm actually going to open up my other page of this, so it should switch automatically for you. And let's go over SmackDown. Zack Ryder, Mark Henry, Dolph Ziggler, The Rock, Diesel. There's Diesel. We're gonna have to get rid of him. It's a mistake that I just barely found out about in my head. And what we're gonna have to do is draft a TNA Superstar SmackDown and just ship him over to Raw. He'll go straight over to Raw. And 65 is omitted because I believe it was also another duplicate, and I caught it right there. So it looks like Raw's going to get a couple of TNA guys. So put in the comments box below which TNA guys do you want. But don't comment all the way yet, because I'm going to want you to comment on stuff also later. So just keep it kind of, type it, but don't press place comment. So let's see. We've got The Rock, Ziggler, Mark Henry, Ryder. Okay, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels are both on SmackDown. Obviously the current Shawn Michaels, not the retro. I like current Shawn Michaels. I hate retro Shawn Michaels. Jake the Snake, AJ Lee, Divas Champion on SmackDown. Damian Sandow, Sergeant Slaughter, Ricky Steamboat, Fandango, who is not with Summer Rae. If you notice over on the other side, Summer Rae is on the Raw brand. So what is he gonna do? He might have to take Emma under his wing. Roman Reigns, Antonio Cesaro, Rey Mysterio, King Kong Bundy, and Yokozuna. Antonio Cesaro is on SmackDown, so he will not be with Sami Zayn. I just want to look at something real quick on the Raw side. Okay, alright, so I can't reveal that yet. So let's go over to Raw. We have Heath Slater, Andre the Giant, a future TNA pick, two future TNA picks actually. Wade Barrett, Summer Rae, Drew McIntyre. You know what? Okay, never mind. I'm thinking to myself. Summer Rae, Drew McIntyre, Macho Man Randy Savage, Christian, Big Show, Lita, Brodus Clay, Oksana, Brock Lesnar, Tensai, Ryback, Brie Bella, and Natalya. Excuse my voice. It is super early in the morning. It's like when you go to Disneyland, you wake up super early. That's kind of what's going on here. Not a whole lot of notables. I've got plans for some of these superstars on the Raw side. Macho Man Randy Savage is going to be pretty fun to play as. So we have Lita on Raw, Oksana on Raw, and Natalya on Raw. So they're going to have a Divas title as well. So that won't be a huge problem. Brie Bella as well. Okay, so let's go on to the next page. Not a whole lot to talk about the main roster. You kind of know who they are. so no reason to talk about them. Okay, and here we go. Let's start over on SmackDown. Nikki Bella, Ted DiBiase. The Bellas are separated. Ted DiBiase, Goldberg, The Miz, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, John Cena, Daniel Bryan, Stephanie McMahon, Kofi Kingston, Bruno Sammartino, Darren Young, Batista, Del Rio, Seth Rollins, and Bret Hart. So the Shield are together on SmackDown. All three members of the Shield are as one on SmackDown. That'll be a pretty heavy force. They also have Bret Hart, Del Rio, Batista, Daniel Bryan, Cena, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, The Miz. I already said Daniel Bryan, but that is a powerhouse group. Those are most of the main stars of the roster there. So I think SmackDown really drafted really, really well. But then let's look at Raw. Raw has Jericho, Kurt Hawkins, Biggie Langston, Eddie Guerrero, Triple H, R-Truth, meh, Syxx, meh, CM Punk, Ultimate Warrior, Titus O'Neil, Sheamus, Foley, Big John Studd, Great Khali, Flair, Scott Hall, and David Otunga. Wow. So, like I said, Raw has some big guns, but mostly legends. They're going to be a legend show, apparently, and SmackDown is going to be the really, really good show, I think. They got the Shield, they got Daniel Bryan, John Cena. It's just, this page alone makes SmackDown infinitely better than Raw, so it's going to be interesting to see which gets the better ratings. And I'm thinking of splitting up the pay-per-views, if that makes sense. I'm thinking of making the first pay-per-view a Raw pay-per-view. You know, the first pay-per-view of the month, so it would be Extreme Rules, I believe. And then the second pay-per-view would be King of the Ring, is what I'm changing it to. I don't like Over the Limit, and I never have, so we're going to test out the new King of the Ring technology really super early. So I'm going to keep these rosters as separate as possible, and we're going to see if we can't have a little fun here. Obviously, the first week of all universe modes, there is a draft, so these could change. These could very well change within the first show of each week. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, and I'm super excited to play it. So I want to know which you think is the better roster, SmackDown or Raw, and I want to know which TNA guys you want at the top of my list to bring in if people go away. If I don't want Big John Studd, he'll be replaced by a TNA guy, or a Ring of Honor guy, or any other NXT guy, or any other new talent that WWE brings in, or anybody that they have on the roster that they just didn't put in the game. The Usos, I don't understand. Are the Usos in there? I don't think they're on the main roster. I think they're DLC, which is a bit sad. I really like the Usos. How did Kurt Hawkins get on there and not the Usos? I don't know. It's very strange. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not even sure this is the correct roster, because it feels like there are people missing, and we're just going to have to wait and see for tonight. But this is going to be the archetype. This is what I'm going to draft as much as possible into the real universe mode. We're going to have Raw, we're going to have SmackDown, and we're going to separate the pay-per-views, and we're going to have King of the Ring as the second pay-per-view of the month, and the champions will be decided on the debut episode of my WWE 2k14 universe mode, and I hope to see you there. I'm super excited. Hopefully this gets you excited enough and wasted 15 minutes of your time waiting for the game to come out. I'm super excited. I cannot wait. I can't wait to play as Biggie Langston. Eddie Guerrero's also fun. They have Edge, JBL. They've got all the legends, Stone Cold. I'm just thinking storylines in my head right now. I've already got one storyline in particular planned out up to King of the Ring, and hopefully I can plan that out to SummerSlam, and then in the eventual run, WrestleMania, and that'll be when my story ends for this certain group. And you did see the teaser. It involves a custom-made character who will be drafted to Raw as one of the TNA picks. I've just decided, because so I need another TNA pick. So top TNA guys, and who do you think has the better roster, Raw or SmackDown? Let me know in the comments box below. Thank you for watching. I am Derek D. Ginger King, and as your resident king of all things wrestling on YouTube, thanks for watching. Bye. See you later. Get the game. It'll be fun. Get it.